Well, I had a pretty, like, not good childhood growing up, and I was a very angry child, and there was a lot of fighting in my house, and just fighting with my parents, fighting with my sister, fighting with people at school, stuff like that. Nothing really happened in high school. Like, I wasn't very angry in high school or anything like that, but I was medicated in high school, and then, like, when I was 23, I just started doing cocaine and drinking a lot more than I would have before, and that led to my coke addiction, just being off meds and just being angry all the time and stuff like that. Plus it was something to do, bored, like I was bored, there was nothing to do in small towns. I got my car, and then that gave me the freedom to be able to pick up the drugs and stuff like that. When I stopped doing coke for the first time, I got sent to the hospital a lot. I was suicidal a lot. I was self-harming a lot, and I just wasn't in a good place. I still get angry sometimes, but I have very bad emotional regulation, so I'm bad with that. But I've been doing okay. My housing situation right now is really good, but it wasn't about a year ago. I got really drunk and I blacked out and I destroyed my room at my mom's place. So she kicked me out and I got sent to the warming center. And then I lived in a motel for about 2 months until I could get a place. Like, I live in a room right now with roommates in Pembroke. I stayed at the warming center for a night, but then I would go there just to like hang out and stuff because there was nothing else to do. I was very isolated at the time. I was very alone, but then I would also like do a little bit of drinking here and there, like at the warming center, and that wasn't very good because then I would just like start the addiction over again. But my mental health was very bad back then, and it affected my housing because I couldn't like. I'm very anxious and I don't like living with roommates, so I get very anxious about that. And I just wanted to have my own, like, I just wanted to be at home and have everything like the same, but it wasn't the same. It was just all fucked up and different. Food has been a hard one because there's times where I don't have a job. I usually work in the summers, whether it be tree planting or working at camp or something like that. I usually am very secure in the summer for like my job and my food. But other than that, it's been hard. I've been using like food banks and like the grind and like the other soup kitchens around town, and I've been going to a program called Share that has like meals every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But I haven't, food insecurities have followed me for my whole life because we've always been a little bit poorer than other people. So I've always never been able, like, we never been able to afford fancier things or like have the fridge completely full, but that's like, we made do with what we had. There are people in my life that if I told them that I used to abuse substances, they would judge me. I feel like some people in choir would judge me if I was like, "Oh yeah, I used to do coke and stuff like that." I know the hospital has made me feel stigmatized a lot of the time, but like I'm a very angry person and I have not shown them respect in some ways, but then they have not shown me respect in some ways by just like they love to do this thing where they restrain you and sedate you and send you to Ottawa, and then the Ottawa staff just abuse you there, and it sucks in that point because they're not being very respectful to me. I feel like they could, but also the like when I get angry, it's like an explosive anger. So like they would have to call the code white on me, but then when they like it sucks because when they call the cops on someone, the cops don't give a shit about you. If you like I self-harmed in the hospital and they called the cops on me and the cops would literally just drag you out of there. Like they don't have any respect if they get called. In my explosive moments, they could just talk to me like I'm a human being, which some have, which has been really helpful, but some have just like they just judge you before you like they even know you, you know? And that's what really sucks. Stigma has affected the way I view myself because now I always think that people are going to judge me just based off of how I look and based off of how I act. Because I still feel like I am an addict in a way, even though I haven't done drugs in a while. But yeah, just like people judging, I don't like when people judge based off of like even me smoking cigarettes. Like people judge based off of that, and it's like, well, I can't do anything about that. But I know the people in the abstinence-based community will judge me for smoking weed still, because I still smoke weed. But I know it's weird because I'll go to AA or NA and the books talk about being completely sober and talk about not doing weed, but it's like I'm okay with doing weed. I've been doing weed since I was 19.
Is it possible to maintain the same friends?
It is, but for me right now it's not. Like I do have one really good friend that she would never offer me drugs. She's in addiction right now, but she would never offer me drugs. She hates the fact that I used to do drugs. Like she would never, and I know that. So we're still pretty good friends. I've had people made my road to recovery a little more difficult because hanging out with them, I'm very bad because when someone says they have cocaine, I just instantly ask them if I can have some, because like I am that kind of person. But I stay away from those people now, which sucks because some of them are my friends, and it means I can't hang out with them. But I don't want to get into any harder drugs than that because I know one day I'll be like, oh, can I have crystal, or oh, can I have crack, and then because I love stimulants. So yeah, I've had a lot of experience with police due to mental health issues, but not really addiction issues, just mental health issues.
What do you think it would take for police or security people to have better outcomes with people who are struggling with mental health?
Well, first, don't abuse your power, because there have been times where security guards have slapped me and like stuck their fingers in my ears while I'm being restrained, and that was pretty fucked up. Like I was kind of like dumbfounded when they did that. But just like talk normally and just don't be an asshole. Just talk normally and calmly, and don't like think because an organization called you to get rid of someone that you have to be there and you have to rip them from the situation instantly. Like sometimes it was necessary, but sometimes it absolutely wasn't. And I could have calmed down on my own, but they escalated the situation. Like I end up more angry and just like more upset because there's times where they sedated me when they didn't even have to. And I just don't like getting sedated because it's like, it feels like I'm being violated. Because I'm sure there's people at the hospital who think I'm just a revolving door patient and stuff like that. And they probably don't like being around me and stuff because I have like been rude to them. Like I've been very rude to them before, but sometimes I haven't been rude and I've just gotten like weird looks and stuff. I do regret some of my actions, but I don't regret them all. But that I will prove to them that they're wrong about me. I want to become a social worker and work on the front lines so then I can work with addicts and stuff like that and just prove to the hospitals and all that they were wrong about me.
Let's say in 10 or 20 years, you meet somebody that reminds you of yourself today at this age. And what would you say to them?
Keep their head up and keep going.
What do you think the future holds for them?
A lot, whatever they want. They just gotta want it.